Hey everyone, this is your favorite friend Jay, and today I'm so excited to talk to Mel Eslyn because I watched her movie. She's co-writer and director of Biosphere, a movie about the last two men on Earth or not. So Mel, very happy to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Okay, so thank you. What I want to ask you is, okay, how did you tackle this story? Because it seems like it's a lot of things. It's a bro comedy, it's a camaraderie, it's a tale of two men or not on Earth. It's a post-apocalyptic thing, it's a dramedy, it's a dark comedy, it's a lot of things. How did you tackle this?
Yeah. Well, I will say this is such a hard film to talk about in press because I am trying so hard to keep so much of the plot under wraps, because I really believe I miss the authentic experiences of walking into a film and knowing nothing. And so much of the films today, we're having these conversations before seeing it. And I'm like, I want to have those after. So I will say there's so much like I want to talk about that I won't. But, what I can say was, Mark Duplass came to me with a little bit of a kernel of an idea. He's great at coming up with like half-formed ideas. And then what I did with this one is I kind of finished the sentence. And so we threw in all these things we loved. And then I really pushed some themes that I'm the most interested in, which are science and magic and humanity and evolution and also, gender and toxic masculinity and kind of dismantling that. And so really found a way to put that all in, but for it to feel cohesive and that it all made sense together, which I think that was the biggest challenge. And my default is always at some point, just keep making people laugh because that'll keep them on board.
Definitely, definitely. So what I want to ask you is, now you have two actors that are completely different from each other. I know Sterling K. Brown and I love him. He's such a serious actor with this presence. And Mark Duplass, whom we all love. How can a director
So not
deal with
serious.
exactly? So how can a director use two actors with two different methods, and just put them under the umbrella?
I mean, the crazy thing is Sterling is actually so funny and so much fun, and you would never know it by a lot of the roles he plays. He's so serious. When I actually wrote it for him just because I saw him in this indie film Waves and just thought he was so great. And then the OJ series but then I was like, can this guy be funny and lighthearted? And then I Googled him because don't tell him, but I've never seen This Is Us. And I Googled him and I found this video of him being super goofy and dancing. And I was like, yes, he's got it. He's got it in him. So like really like I took them to dinner. Mark and I are like, he's one of my closest collaborative relationship of my career. And so we have such a shorthand. And so just kind of brought Sterling in and took them to dinner and I let them just create this energy and this kind of broship amongst the two of them. And they really clicked and it worked. And they feel like they have different energy, but it was actually weirdly similar and they fit kind of perfectly together a little bit. But Sterling is very serious. You've got Mark who shows up wanting to like capture lightning in a bottle and do, go off page. And then Sterling who is like, Mark, I spent all night, rehearsing these lines. I truly believe in them. I would like to say them as they're written. And then we found this like middle ground way for them to each put their own process into it.
Okay, awesome. So for me, I saw this movie. It allowed the characters to be vulnerable in so many scenes. So how do you tackle these scenes with vulnerability while ensuring the actor's emotional safety? Like as a director, how do you do that?
I mean, it really is about choosing the right collaborators and really setting a tone on set. This was a film that because we're in a biosphere, you physically could only have so many people with us on set. Everybody else was outside of it, at different video villages. And so that really helps, I think, that intimacy. And also most crew members I have worked with for years who ended up being on this film and really brought together an amazing group of people that I knew. None of them were buff faces and they were all super talented and loving humans. And it just set the tone. And I think for all of us to come in and know each other and Sterling to be the new addition, it made it more comfortable for him, and he had this safe space to explore. And I think the fact that Mark and I have worked together for so long, he feels very comfortable with me. I think I am Mark's safe space. And so that also, Sterling saw that and recognized that and kind of slid his way in. And then, I also think dancing brings people together. So there was definitely the day when I made everybody come into the Biosphere and I turned on Footloose, and we had a full on dance party before starting to shoot that day.
That sounds so cool.
It was really cool. I have video of it, of Sterling dancing on top of a couch.
Oh my God. I hope this video surfaces sometime.
It's going to be like behind the scenes. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so now that I see you're such a funny person and I can feel it in the conversation, how do you ensure that even when you're giving a very tough and serious topic, you have the laughs? Because this is real life, like in the midst of our tragedies and hard situations, we always find a way to laugh. At least this is what we Egyptians do, and I think a lot of nations around the world do. So how do you ensure that as well, especially in the writing?
I think I just naturally lean towards wanting to find a way to laugh in every situation. Especially in the last couple of years, there's been so much heavy stuff, and I'm just like, I need to laugh. It's like the mental health, it's the medicine that we all need, and so it just comes. I'm always seeking it and finding it, and I feel like I've not to stereotype anything, but I feel like I have like a 14-year-old boy's sense of humor that has never left me a little bit. And a lot of that comes through with these characters, which I'm embarrassed a little bit to admit that some of that was me and not Mark. But I think it's good, and it's I don't know, it's just more fun when you can laugh.
Oh my God, this is amazing. So what I want to ask you is, when you combine science with deconstructing masculinity, you have like two, it's like Godzilla and Mothra, okay? And I don't want to reveal a lot about the movie, but at the same time, it's such a clash of the titans situation. How do you tackle bigger themes and just weave them into this simplicity? Because I didn't feel like the film was complex. For me, it was so simple, and it tackled such great topics. Was it the collaboration with Mark, or was it, your idea of trying to decipher big major themes that we have all around us?
It was kind of everything at once. I think when Mark pitched me some of the ideas, I was like, I want to find a way to make some of this plausible, because I do think when you're in the science fiction realm, if you can give just enough reality or just enough true science to get people on board, they stop thinking about everything else and they stop analyzing and picking it apart. And so I really spent time trying to find that footing so that we didn't have to worry about that, and we got to focus on the other themes. Which again, I think some of this stuff, Mark threw out, and it was funny because I was like, oh, you're tackling things you don't even realize that you could with this. So that was really fun to find that kind of happy, perfect marriage with them. And also, we're all nature. And I think that as humans, our way of evolving is to continue to redefine, push boundaries, push definitions. And so it just kind of came naturally to me that science and dismantling toxic masculinity were just part of nature and life and the same thing.
Definitely, definitely. Well, Mel, thank you so much. This conversation was great. I wish it had been longer, but I just had so much fun. And I can't wait to tell everyone about Biosphere, because it's an important and also a very enjoyable film. And I'm just so privileged to talk to you about it, really.
No, ditto. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.